Hello and welcome everyone on my channel. I hope you are doing great in your life. So today in this video, I thought of making this video specifically for law students out there. If you are pursuing your BLLB, BBLLB, LLB or in fact LLM, this video is going to be very useful for you. Specifically, I think this video would be more helpful for people who are in their undergraduation years, means after your 12th or your LLB. LLM students, I think you are well versed, and I just think that this video will be just an add-on to you, but specifically for this is for the new law students. So basically your 5-year law school journey or your 3-year law school journey would be in itself be a very thrilling and a very enriching experience. You must have heard this from a lot of people, be it from your orientation, be it from your college faculties or the guests who have come in your orientation and so on and so forth. So I'm not saying something very different which they haven't said or missed out. I'm just saying the same thing, and it is true. Trust me, it's very true, because your 5-year or your 3-year, I was a 5-year law graduate, so that entire 5 year has been a very enriching experience for me. When I came to Delhi, I was just 16 and a half, a 12th class student, a 12th passed out student, just 16 and a half, who has never stepped out of her home alone. So staying here, it was staying in Delhi, staying in Noida, it was altogether a very enriching experience for me. So I am not just saying about somebody who has moved out from their home and came to their hostel or moved to a different city for them, but it is specifically for all of you who have just enrolled yourself into a law school. So when I was in my initial years, okay, and many of you would also get this anxiety seeing the voluminous books, be it of CPC, CRPC, Constitution. You might get some panic attacks. Oh my god, would I be able to finish them? How will I be able to do that, this and so on. This is a very general phase every law student go through, and it's very normal. Trust me, you yourself would very easily complete those books that you find it to be very voluminous, very frightening for you. So there's nothing to be frightened about. I mean, even in CPC, if it is in your syllabus, which definitely it will be, entire CPC is not asked. So while you are in your college, make very thorough with your previous year question papers. Now this is when talking about examination point of view, which is very important too. Like if you are a student from Delhi University, okay, it's very important that you check, you go through some previous year question papers which would give you an insight. This is not just for your just semester examination, but for any examination. Be it you would be preparing for any competitive exams also later in your life, go through the previous year question papers. That gives a lot of insight about how to study, what all subjects to give more focus on. Okay, so make sure that you have a thorough knowledge of your previous year question papers. Don't skip that. It would help your work very smooth. Now coming forward to this question, attending classes and missing classes. Okay, so when it initially happens that in first of the few semesters, the students are very enthusiastic regarding attending classes, though they don't miss out the classes. But as you go in your semesters, proceed with your semesters, you start skipping classes. Now I hold a very mixed view of attending classes and missing classes. So as I already said, this video is for students, so specifically I'll be in a more comfort zone speaking the things. If your college is not having a mandatory 75% attendance, like Amity, if you stay in Amity, if you are enrolled in Amity, for example, You cannot cross this bar of 75% attendance. You have to attend the classes. You cannot go through your semesters without crossing the attendance criteria. But like DU is flexible. Let's be honest. Okay, you have to mandate that 75% criteria. But yes, it is very flexible. For that matter, Chaudhary Charan Singh University is very flexible when it comes to attendance of the students. Okay, so if you find that going to the class is not fruitful for you, not very fruitful and enriching, and if you don't have that attendance bar in your college or your university, then fine. You make your time more productive if your classroom is not being very productive for you. Now moving forward to your internships and court exposure. When you are pursuing law, not just litigation is one option or one domain you can explore. There are several options, there are several domains in which you can practice, in which you can profess your career. Now, what is more important and what is very important is that are you aware about them or not? How aware are you, or how much you have researched, or how much have you been made aware about those other career options when you have taken law as a career you can opt out with. Now, when you are in your first, second semesters, nothing, trust me, nothing, you are like a blank slate which can be canvassed into whatever form you want to mold into. But trust me, initially you know nothing. So if you want to explore into, I would always say the first and second year students, okay, if you are in that 5 year of law school, explore in as many dimensions as possible in your initial first, second year, because you yourself don't know which is the area. Do you know about the competition law? Do you know about the mercantile law? Do you know about the labor laws? Do you know about the criminal law? Do you know about the taxation law? Do you know about the arbitration? Go and explore every genre, because I personally feel like even by the end of your fourth year, you are still very much in an explorative zone. But I would rather suggest till your fourth year, try to draw some conclusion where you want to head further for your career. And if you are very sure from your first year itself that I want to get into judiciary, or I want to do my masters, so that's the best thing. That's one of the very planned way of looking forward with your career. Okay. So, but in case if you are not very aware about which field you have to go through, okay, so make sure that you keep all your options open, okay, in the initial law school days, and by the end semesters, try to figure it out from chunks of career options. Try to, just sieve out certain career options for you which best suits your interest. Once that is done, make very sure that you have a well connect with your faculties as well as your mentors, because they are if you are in law school, your faculties are already advocates. You have been studied by advocates, okay, so they know about this domain more than you. Okay, they have come into the zone where you are still practicing, still trying to learn, evolve. Okay, so try to keep a very good rapport with your faculties and your mentors, because they would be in a very good position to guide you up in many of the things. Also, don't take your internships lightly and try to learn as much as possible. I would say that our field, when you get into internship, it's mostly it is an unpaid sort of internship. But that doesn't mean that if you are not monetarily paid, you couldn't be intellectually paid. You make sure that your internships should be a very enriching experience for you, where you learn a lot about the field work. Try to make sure that your connections, if you work very hard and if you are honest, definitely with time your connections will be built very easily, and you would be equipped with the people whom you would require in your life. Okay, so make sure that you take your internships very seriously, be it you get your internship from your college or you find it yourself. Doesn't matter how you get the internship. What matters is how well and how seriously you are pursuing your work. Now moving forward to one very interesting fact: try to avoid the duggies. Yeah, so I would say that buy duggies, okay, but avoid duggies. Now this is a very interesting line, isn't it? Why so? Because buying duggi would make sure what are the previous questions that would come in your examination. Okay, but studying from duggi is the worst thing that you can go from, because the language as well as the error, there are so many. So try to study via some authentic book. For example, if you are studying CPC by Takwani, you might be and you must be getting your essays to your library from your college, but you can buy a book for yourself and it would be an asset for your lifelong. So I would always recommend you buy your own books and study via that. Okay, nowadays we get access to everything via PDF. Okay, but I would still tell you buy your books, because while you read a book, when you have a book in your hand and you physically read the book, that is more that would have the more power of getting retained by yourself. So definitely go and buy books for yourself. It would be the best investment you would have put, and obviously that book you can always keep while you're even practicing. Your book will be a resource for you. So buy some standard books like CPC, Takwani is there, then CRPC, Kelkar is there. Evidence you can go for Battuk Lal, or you can go for, I won't recommend Ratan Lal Dheeraj Lal because the language I found was very meticulous. So Battuk Lal is a very good book. Then Constitution, Thora of books are there. So make sure that take a guidance with your faculties, and there are some standard books everybody knows. You can Google out very easily and you can go through them. It would be a very good asset for you. Don't make this habit of studying from duggi. Start learning to read Bare Act. Okay, how to read the Bare Act. Make yourself acquainted of reading, this habit of reading from Bare Act from the initial days of your law school. And apart from this, many students do have this doubt: should I participate in moot courts debate? Definitely you should. I mean, like 5 years, try to take as much as opportunities as possible from the end of your college or your institution, as much as it is possible. These moot courts, these debates, these legal writing, judgment writing, these would turn out to be an asset for you when you would walk out from your law school, and you would yourself feel the difference in your own personality. Because don't keep this mindset while you are taking part in any competition. I have to win. See, if you go to a moot court, you would find so many mooters and so many competitors who are there, okay, in that competition. You would see everyone's way of mooting and also the questions if they are asked. So if you are also a participant over there, okay, forget that you didn't win, but you had that experience of witnessing so many mooters around, okay, and you would learn a lot. So that experience would help you to build your personality. So yeah, be very participative, be open to extracurricular activities too, not just your curriculars, extracurriculars. Be very honest while you study. I mean, like, I would say study for 10 hours, not required. Study for 2 hours every day, but study religiously. When you put a 2 hours, be very dedicated and have a thorough understanding. And while you are dedicating that 2 hours, be very devoted to your work. So yes, this is all I would be covering in this video. In case you have more doubts, anything more you want to ask, anything which is bothering you in your law school or which you want to know, you can feel freely to comment me in the comment section and ask me that question, and I would definitely make sure that I answer you out with this. I hope this video is helpful to you. Bye bye, take care, and in case you're new to the channel, you can hit that red subscribe button and join the family.